Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Welcome to my channel. So, if this happens to be your first time here, you're checking it out, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me to provide you guys some more stuff to watch. Alright, so, this is interesting. C-pop, that's right. Chinese pop groups in the same vein as, K-pop, J-pop, just Chinese. I wasn't aware, I had an idea, but I wasn't aware of it, and this was another random pick. No one suggested this. But if you do in the future, any of my Chinese fans or, pop fans or, interested in C-pop, which is completely new to me, yeah, I'll leave a link to that later throughout this reaction. But anyway, yeah, Boy Story. Like I said, this is a random pick. I just googled C-pop bands just for the hell of it, shits and giggles, and they popped up. So, and the views kind of, stuck out to me. I was like, whoa. I have no idea when they started. Is this like a iteration? Because a lot of the bands I notice or groups go through some lineup changes sometimes. Not all the time. Some stick it through, some break up, some reform. But I'm going in this completely blind, so I don't even know how they sound like. But given that they're in the kind of same vicinity, that I think they belong to a Japanese label actually that promotes pop music from throughout Asia. K-pop, J-pop, C-pop. Why wouldn't it be any different? So I'm interested to see and hear any difference, if any. I'm sure there's some subtle differences there, but who knows? It's always a surprise with pop groups of this caliber. So yeah, let me stop yapping, cue this video up, and we're going to check it out, okay? Once again, this is Boy Story, a C-pop group, with the song Enough. Alright, let's check it out.
Now drop the mic, pass it over to us， 他们没法做相同程度，因为他们相信 hiphop 只有金钱跑车不断重复。I don't love that, I don't heard that， 靠本色就以霸气外露，因为想其中的乐，在其中表现自己是我态度，不适合主流 from east side down， 坚持做就算是被颠倒，我们另一个人全是这份桀骜 ，Nobody can take that now， yeah， 这新人生我 always stay on top，yeah， 不放出去 just keep on shining never stop， 不用刻意模仿，本就不同模样，只是原因却是 I'm real sorry， 站在舞台中央，我只需要灯光，就能演绎闪亮的 boy story， 不是换个酷炫就行，不许造不说个不停。
Okay, they're super young. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that, but hey, they're all in sync. They're very unison, and this is interesting. Probably the closest to the other, I guess, Western style, I would say, regarding this type of music. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. Was not expecting that. All right, well, we already committed. Let's keep going here. I'm interested to see how this develops. Let's keep going.
This music and this beat 足以成为耀眼恒星 That's enough for hip-hop That's enough for hip-hop Just this music and this beat 足以让我登上峰顶 Just this music 会有你的 thing Just this music 会有你的 thing Just the music 华而不实的不需要作品高调，但是我做人谦逊很低调。伟大 leaders 将全新的风格缔造，毕竟呀，虽然我们的横空出世出乎了你意料。不停的学习，在不断的进步，让内涵变得更加丰富。Sing it, sing it, sing it, let's 将舞台达到沸点温度。
So obviously, I noticed the big difference here. Well, not really. More they push more heavy towards the hip hop rap portion of K-pop. I noticed K-pop has this trend of going, it's like soft, poppy vocals, very bright, vibrant, to, a nice kind of flow, rap, little hip-hop thrown in. I think, the one J-pop band I listened to recently, they had a kind of a funk twist to it, which was, I guess, the most diverse out of the K-pop categories, or J-pop, I should say, or just, pop in general. But this one, number one, the video. I know I'm supposed to, react and review everything at once, but I gotta give credit whoever directed this. I don't know, just something hits different. This is more of kind of like a movie quality than a music video quality. Still a music video, but just, I don't know, has more of kind of like a theatrical feel, I guess. I'm not, that's what's the word I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not knowledgeable with Chinese cinema like that, but this, I will give credit whoever directed this. The other videos too, they had, very sharp quality, very vibrant, but they felt like music videos, where this one's just, it's kind of like it's telling a story, which most songs are, but, I don't know, it just feels different. And like I said, their age, they're young, but, Asian countries, most foreign countries, they just, and to an extent, America too, when they have these competitions, they put rising stars up front. And, it's pretty cool. It's impressive. And some get careers out of it. Some go off in completely different directions. But this, I want to see, like I said, I know they're popular. They popped up when I typed popular Chinese pop groups. So, obviously, they're here for a reason. And I want to see, I guess I should ask you guys, if you're fans watching this of Boy Story, how they got their start and all that. I always like hearing from the fans because they give the the real deal. I could easily Google it, but the fan base speaks for itself. So yeah, quality of the song. Surprisingly, usually it's like, and I see this a lot with the pop groups. Excuse me, it's a mix of like English, then whatever the background language is, But it's definitely. It's a good balance, I think. More so English, I guess. I don't know. And definitely more so hip hop. But yeah, all boxes are checked. It just it's different. Like I said, it has a more theatric feel to it. But really recognizable. Like this is unmistakably in that JKC pop category. Like I said, it checks all the boxes. All right, let's keep going.
被趋势化让大家来评价，其他的全都是 useless。新时代的序幕一拉开，全世界正成为我们的 witness。不用刻意模仿，本就不同模样，这是全一全是 our real story。站在舞台中央，我只需要灯光，就能演绎闪亮的 boy story。不是外表空虚就行，不是脏话说个不停。This music and this beat， 足以成为有眼红心。That's enough for hip hop，That's enough for hip hop。Yeah, this music and this beat， 足以让我当时否定。Just this music。Real， 你的 thing。What's this music？Real， 你的 thing。
Yeah, so like I said, this is definitely falls in that category. I'm trying to find something. Like I said, the video itself spectacular. They're the way they dance, the way they approach the vocals. Like I said, it definitely has a very familiar, similar kind of approach. But everyone brings something new. This is like I said, aside from it being Chinese. It does. You could kind of tell it has a kind of a Chinese attitude, meaning where they kind of embrace the culture aspect, and a lot of the bands do it. A lot of the bands sometimes lean more towards a Western style. Some kind of keep it within their realm. It's like this has almost a kind of like a Hollywood feel to it. But I mean, have you ever seen Chinese movies, especially modern Chinese movies? They're definitely trying to, at least attempt to recreate that Hollywood feel, and I feel like it's very evident in this. The music, it's like I said, it's loud. A lot of the beats I hear, especially in today's music, especially in the West, But like I said, them being Chinese and having, just kind of like a sense, a feel. I'm not an expert when it comes to different Asian culture aspects and languages, but it stands out as being Chinese. It just has a different feel from the rest, It's not disconnected. It's the same genre music. It's just, you know, the Chinese take on it, and I like that. I like hearing other artists, especially the international artists, because they all are bilingual, and having them sing in different languages. There's a Russian artist I listen to who she sings in, you know, not just Russian, but like different cities or towns in Russia that use different dialects. You know, I think that's pretty cool. So hearing, you know, a C-pop song that has the feel of, you know, a K-pop or J-pop. This has a, you know, their edge, I guess, is just that Chinese feel. And I mean, yeah, sure. If you line all these groups up, K-pop bands, J-pop bands, C-pop bands, and so on and so forth, there's a, you know, a similar kinship to them, but each one has an element that stands out. And for them, it's just, you know, it has a. And I know that's going to sound bonkers. It's like a Chinese attitude. Like I said, when you watch Chinese music or movies, it has a different feel, and you can't really describe it or put it into words. It just, you know when you know, and that's what I feel like anyway. Maybe you guys know what I'm saying too. It just, like I said, that's what makes them stand out from the bunch. But other than that, I gotta say, it sounds quite similar to the other the groups, but they still have something about them that I think, you know, obviously props them up a little bit more. I mean, like I said, if you just go right now and look at the songs and the numbers, the amount of views, it's crazy. Given that the song was probably released earlier. Like I said, I'm not sure how relevant they are today, or recent, or modern, or whatever. I'm sure they're you know, still making music to this day, I guess. I don't know. You guys tell me. But yeah, it's there's that element there that, you know, makes them kind of stand out just enough. You know, it's to, you know, as opposed to being lost in the mix of other pop groups from Asia.
This is for you. No matter how old you are, everybody put your hands up. This is how we do it and we can't stop. We make you wanna jump up, and that's enough for hip-hop. 不用刻意模仿，本就不同模样，其实全是 our real story。站在舞台中央，我只需要灯光，就能演绎闪亮的 boy story。不是拍的故事就行，不许造谣说个不停。This music and this beat， 做一场被耀眼好戏。That's enough for hip hop. That's enough for hip hop. Just this music and this beat， 足以让我当时封顶。Just this music.
I think I said this before, but I love the visuals. Like I said, I keep kind of harping on that, and it's not just about the video, it's about the music. Video's just helping them tell the story. And who knows with that, like I said, I'm not lost in translation, because the song is translated, obviously, but I'm trying to focus on just the aesthetics and how it sounds and everything in between. So I can't really follow this story, but I'm sure it's pretty streamlined. I'll let you guys tell me the detail of, you know, what the message is here, you know, if there is one. But yeah, it's just, I can imagine them being right up there with, you know, the other popular, Asian pop groups. You know, it's just, you know, like I said, it's fighting up a ever-growing ladder of competition, but obviously the numbers speak for themselves, and, you know, like I said, you gotta have something that kind of lures you in. And, you know, there's a big audience, obviously. China's a very populated country, so a lot of competition across the board when it comes to genre, and, you know, and their you know, respective neighbors too, throughout the Asian world. Because it's, like I said, it's a very similar style and paced genre of music, but, you know, everyone brings something new to the table, or something, you know, good enough, strong enough to say, hey, look, you know, we're trying something different here, or this is our version of it. And I think that's it. So it's the popularness of, you know, these K-pop and J-pop groups done in a Chinese style. And I'm not going to argue who came first, because that's kind of redundant, I think, and just irrelevant. But competitive wise, yeah. And this is just one of many. I just picked them because it was a random pick. But yeah, I could see them right up there. Like, just because it's China, they don't get buried in tradition. I don't think. But like I said, to me, this comes off very Chinese. And yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I keep saying that. I'm repeating myself here. But yeah, that's their sticking point. Obviously they're very talented and whatnot, and I don't hear any auto-tune, so this is just them being them. Yeah, they have a very Chinese style approach, but with an international appeal. So yeah, I imagine their fan base goes beyond the borders of China. All right, let's keep going here. We got a little bit left. Tell you guys what I think.
Music, yeah.
Okay, that was quick. Sorry, I know it was going to end like that. But yeah, okay, so as far as Boy Story goes, yeah, love the visuals. I thought the song was catchy, had a nice hook. Reminds me a lot of, not just the, K-pop and J-pop, the redundancies they have. Has a Western flair, too, with a Chinese attitude. It's like when you're playing a game and you're playing a different character, usually some games have choices, and their path is maybe different from another path. Like in, Resident Evil, you could play, Claire or Leon, and, both take similar routes, but have different outcomes, different situations. And I think that's the case with Boy Story. Yes, we're familiar with this style of music, the pop category. Like I said, insert Asian country with the pop genre. But they have an attitude that makes them stand out of the bunch. They're super young, which is pretty relevant there, and unmistakable. And like I said, I wonder how old this video is. I didn't really check the year date, but whatever the case is, I'm sure they're still going strong. I don't know. I'll let you guys tell me their deal. But yeah, it's like I said, for me, it's not my genre, it's not my taste, but I like introducing myself to at least different styles of the same music. And, yeah, see, I didn't even know it existed. I mean, I assumed, obviously China is a very modern country, has different genres of music, but yeah, who would have thought, and they're not just jumping on a bandwagon. I don't know, like I said, I don't know, obviously pop music's been around for a long time, and every country, throughout the world has their own introduction to it, and way of going about things, and this is, China's take on that, so yeah. Interesting, I gotta say, and like I said, not quite as different as the other ones, but even then, like I said, this is a very copy and paste kind of category. J-pop, K-pop, now C-pop, but everyone definitely has something kind of different to add to the table, obviously, culture-wise, language-wise, and I think they're no different, and Boy Story, I think, like I said, they have the views to prove it. I'm not just talking out my ass, but, yeah. They're probably going to be around for a long time if they continue down this road. And like I said, their fan base is probably not just national. It's probably throughout the world. I don't know. Alright guys, that was Boy Story with Enough, a C-pop group that just until now I didn't know exists. I know that type of genre existed. I mean, I had an idea, but surprise. Let me know what you guys think. Is this still relevant? Are they popular in China? Is there another C-pop group? Like I said, if you guys want to kind of jump ahead of the line, I get a lot of requests via comments. But if you really wanted to make it stand out and hear my opinion, I'll leave a link down below entitled "Buy Me a Coffee," and you can do it through that. Other than that, my friends, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my friends, until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.